Many a trip to the emergency room has started with the fateful words, "Let me try your skateboard." But putting young Tony Hawk onto a skateboard was like putting a fish into water. He was simply a natural. Hawk's brother gave him his first skateboard at the age of 9. When he stepped on it and rolled down the driveway, he looked back at his brother and shouted, "How do I turn?" But Tony was a quick learner. By age 12, he was winning amateur contests throughout the state, and at age 14, he turned pro. By 16, Tony was the world's best competitive skateboarder. And at 25, he had competed in 103 pro contests, winning an astonishing 73 times. Hawk is what they call the king of vert skating, where he explodes out of a half-pipe ramp, reaching a tense frozen pinnacle high in the air before falling back towards the ramp and making a smooth re-entry that is truly awe-inspiring. He was even the first skateboarder to land a 900, the holy grail of professional skateboarding. That's right. To see him fly graceful and athletic is to understand why he was crowned vert skating's world champion 12 years in a row. And it is also to understand how he turned a California suburban rite of passage, often overlooked and under-respected, into a worldwide phenomena, inspiring millions of skaters along the way. A prolific philanthropist, his Tony Hawk Foundation has given more than $9.2 million to skatepark projects across all 50 states, helping more than 6 million skaters a year enjoy the sport that has been so central to his life. And let's face, yes. And let's face it, he makes us feel pretty cool just having him here. So with that, it is our honor to induct Tony Hawk into the California Hall of Fame.
Wow, thank you, Governor Jennifer. I'm hugely honored. To answer France about Antarctic, I agree there is no skateboarding there. But I do know the first person to surf in the Antarctic because it was my brother Steve. It's true. Who also, as you heard, gave me my first skateboard. And we have since given it to the Smithsonian. So that was a huge honor. I accept this honor not just on my own behalf, but I think on behalf of my sports. I feel like this is more of a recognition of how far we've come. And when I say my sports, I consider that action sports, skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, BMX, motocross. You probably all know them as extreme, thanks to ESPN. But I think that it's a coming of age for us. It's something that, we've struggled for acceptance and awareness. And I feel like now, skateboarding will be in the Olympics next year, so will surfing. And a lot of that has to do with growing up in California, because I grew up here. It was there was a support system in place. We grew up, skateboarding was spawned from surfing, and so there was support in that sense. But also just growing up in San Diego, the weather enabled me to practice year-round and really to hone my skills, and I think that's a big part of why I was so successful. And also, skateboarding is inclusive, it's diverse. I feel like it's such a healthy outlet for kids, not necessarily for them to make careers out of it, but just to teach themselves about self-reliance, about self-discipline, about perseverance, the value of persistence, and sharing ideas. And so I'm very thankful that you're recognizing me and skateboarding in general with this award. And if I may, I do have a funny topical story about California. It involves other inductees, that's why. I got invited a long time ago to the California Adventures grand opening VIP party in Disneyland, which also was super cool for me because I was still kind of the odd man out in those respects. And they said, yeah, just go to any restaurant and they'll just serve you food. Okay, cool. So we went to a restaurant. We're seated in a booth, and Wolfgang approached our table and said, I'm going to cook for you. And I was like, that's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And they were communal tables, so another group walked in, and Jack Nicholson sat at our table. And I thought, this is the coolest thing again that's ever happened. We played it cool, and we ate very quickly, kind of quietly, but cordially. And he left, and my now wife grabbed the glass that he was drinking out of and put it in her purse. So I apologize that we stole some, we stole some dinnerware, but if you want it back, I'm going to say that I lost it. So anyway, thank you, California Hall of Fame, and what can I say? It was really cool to give our skateboard to the Smithsonian, but we didn't make that skateboard, we just wrote it, and so we actually made California our home, so this is a cooler award. Thank you very much, everyone.